Hi, this is Graham Class from Globaltech, and today I'll be taking you through how to sign off on an ePLOD that has been submitted from the field. So I'm going to sign in as a supervisor, and in our front page you'll notice straight away some of the modules are missing as we restrict it based on the supervisor or project manager role. So we're going to go into the ePLOD review and sign offs. Okay, so I'm going to change the filter here to last month and have a look at the PLODs that have come in. And you can notice there's a few that have come in. So the status is none. So I'm going to click on this here. And down below, you'll see the PLOD that has been submitted. So you've got the basic information like the shift information, operators, drilling details, activities, consumables, materials left in hole, any surveys that you did, safety instructions and warnings, equipment on site, rods on site, training details, water carting, and any comments about the shift. And the project manager or supervisor can also write some comments. Now, I'll take you back up to the top, and this is how your supervisors can actually review and sign off on these PLODs. So if you want to make any change to any of the details here, you just click the edit button, change the details, say, misspelled his name, as drillers sometimes do, update. Okay. Now, again, in the hole details, for example, if they missed out on adding a hole, you can add one here. We can say it's hole 1, and it went from 12 to 20, for example. We spent another 2 hours on it, and we'll say it's bit 234, and they actually changed size down to HQ. Okay, diamond and update. Okay. In the next section, in the green section, is quite a key area for your supervisors and project managers to look at. So these are the tasks that the drillers performed on the side here. This column here indicates what charge rate that is applied. And generally, this is the actual rate, the dollar rates have been set up by your contract administrator. So all you have to do is choose which one is most appropriate. For example, you might have said, let me cancel, I'll do a different one. Daily service, okay? That might actually be charged at an inactive or standby rate. So you can actually now assign that a inactive rate. Okay. These yellow ones here are ones that have been flagged in the system as by default charged at an active rate. Now, a supervisor can go ahead and overwrite that if they so wish. But this is a good way to stop some sort of revenue leakage by not applying the correct rates to the tasks. So if you look down here, you can see that there's the total hours is 14. In this particular scenario, our shift hours should equal 12. So what I'm going to do is adjust the whole 1 hours so that it adds up to the correct amount. So let's say we'll keep that as 2 hours and we'll drop this down to 3 hours. Oops. Update. Okay, so now our total hours is 12. Similarly, we can set the consumables. Again, you just edit, tick the charge rate if it's to be charged, and update. You can also add materials left or damaged in whole. Surveys, you've got your azimuth, dip, depth, hole, magnetics, etc. Safety instructions and warnings. If you want to capture it in the ePLOD, you can. You just assign warnings from, say, for example, from a safety inspector to the driller. Equipment on site. This is where you can start tracking your engine hours, and we can track the operational hours in that. So that can assist you later for scheduling maintenance, or just to prove that the engine was actually, that the rig was actually turning. Rods on site is just a bit of an audit to see how many rods that you have available on the surface. Training details, pretty self-explanatory. Water carting, we can track 3 ways: the loads, the water usage, or the distance traveled. And then finally, these are comments about the shift that have come in from the driller. The supervisor can add or edit these, and he can also add his own comments as well. Good drilling, boys. So now that we know you are logged in, and all you have to do to sign off is to tick the box here and press save. You just have to wait for a couple of seconds for it to save, and ePLOD signed and saved. Now if I scroll up back to the top, you'll now see that the shift that we were just on is now in a waiting for client status. And this means that your clients can now log in and review it, and also go through the same process and tick the box and sign it off. So I'm going to log in now as a client. You notice again, we've restricted the number of modules that they have access to. Go to ePLOD review and sign off. Go to last month. And there you can see the waiting for client status. And you will notice straight away that we've locked it down so they cannot edit it. And they can review, check it out, see if everything's okay. If they have any queries, they can actually write some text in this box. And I'll just write it here. They can write it here, and I'm not going to do it now, but you can the client can actually save it without ticking it. And what happens then, it goes to a waiting for supervisor status. And so the supervisor or project manager can then log in and check it out and make the appropriate changes if required. Okay. So I'm going to put here for now, he's happy with it. All good. Tick the box and save. And that's it. Now I'm going to scroll it back up the top, and you can see there now that shift is approved. So now you've seen a life cycle of how to sign off on an ePLOD, and please check out our other videos for other tutorials on the ePLOD system. Thanks for watching. Bye.